the top end of the state. And Watkins, Glen, new, or well known for all the things that I've just mentioned. And the big draw here for quite some time is the racetrack, which has been challenging people for many years.
There it is in the air, green flag wave then. Ryan Yardley leads down towards turn one, super quick down here. Good opportunity though to make a move, and that's what Riley Dickinson's going to try to do on Jimmy Libre, but Libre holds him off. Zachary Vanier is going to try to go round the outside, but Dickinson covers it off as well as they head up through the S's. So quick through here as they come up, and there is absolutely no room for error there. If you lose it there, the wall is right there for you. It's like a so they get through cleanly after though that opening section. We've seen it before in the Sailing 6 Hours at the Glen. If there's an incident at the opening lap at the S's, it can be a complete mess, but these drivers getting their way through cleanly, even though there's 30 of them. Fantastic stuff. So Yardley leads down into the toe of the boot then. Zachary Vanier over the line in fourth then. Fifth is the top of the rookies. That's Tyler Maxson, who's trying to close down the gap in the rookies to Aaron Johnson, who leads the way at the moment in that championship by 16 points. But in the ExxonMobil Pros, it's Ryan Yardley who leads from Dickinson, and Dickinson is right on his tail. He's gained a couple of tenths going up towards the chicane, the bus stop, which was built in 1992 to try and sort of quick circuit. And here comes through Dickinson. What a move there into the outer loop. Dickinson is on the charge here. So Dickinson takes the lead then from Ryan Yardley.
So Riley Dickinson then leads out with still 37 minutes to go. Remember, this is a mini endurance, really. So the drivers, full cars right now, and have to think about what's going to happen in the last 10 minutes or so of the race. This is next
racing at the Nürburgring 24-hour this weekend. He's racing at the Spa 24-hour next weekend. That is what this championship can do. Is oh no, the final corner. Michael de Quesada is off the road. He's spun around. The hazard warning lights are flashing. So the disastrous weekend continues. For Michael de Quesada, it was a Johnson special. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dickinson is checking out here. 1.6 seconds to the good right now. As Yardley put in his personal best through sector one. He's trying everything he can, but Dickinson is just that 0.5% better per lap at the moment, and that is what Porsche Carrera Cup racing at the very highest level is about, is those tiny minutiae. You cannot afford to make errors. Driver in the future,
absolutely,
when you have to do an hour stint, big crash into
3-car incident
chicane,
and 2 of them have rolled to a halt.
Marco Cironi is one of them.
That is the silver 84 car. That is GT silver. So Peter Atwater was having a scrap with 22nd and 23rd position, in second in Masters and 5th in Pro-Am. Marco Cironi is the one that hasn't got going. Canadian P, the braking into the braking area. Well, that was just Cironi locking up across the front. The cars that I thought were involved were actually behind. Masterful piece of avoidance then by that number 17 car. That's why it's on the back of the rollback. He's on his way back to his pit, to the pit. Actually, his car is. That may live to fight tomorrow in the second race. But again, and he's gone in between the second to last and last corner. Green flag is in the air, and the Porsches charge down to that tricky downhill braking area at turn one. The right-hander, 1 or 2 people thinking of overtaking manoeuvres, but they stick back into line, try and get the perfect run through that serpentine uphill through, and already the leading pair so smooth through those first couple of parts of the uphill S's there, and already pulling away. This is a chance for Ryan Yardley in the draft. He goes to the left-hand side. He'll have to go the long way around. Can't get the overlap. Can he do the over and under? Oh, Dickinson too experienced for that, and those two fighting has brought Jimmy Libre, the black and red car, in third position, back into the...
So really strong. Oh, Jared Thomas, excuse me, has had a little mishap there at the toe of the boot in the white and red JTR Motorsports engineering machine. almost.
Another car involved, we think was Michael McCann. Let's see if we can. Oh, yes, it was. Yeah. The number 8 silver car, another one that's in GT silver.
In the other classes, we've got Alan Metney's leading the way in the Solaris Aviation Pro-Am category, so good, just ahead of championship leader JP Martinez. Then in the Masters, Scott Blind is doing what he does best, leading by 3.4 seconds from Rob Walker in Herbert with the Lubbock. Many times before, there's a bit of debris now.
Yes, it
on
isn't the
circuit.
Black Mamba. Which is what it looked like for a moment there.
Now that is a very quick part of the circuit, and full course yellow for that debris. Yeah, I thought that might have to be the case because it's a very quick part. Yeah, over the rise, coming into the heel of the boot, into the right-hander. In a GT3 car, you're doing 135 miles an hour in there, so you won't be much less than that in a GT3
I think this might be a tiny little bit quicker because they haven't got quite as much aero. Gets to the middle of the final corner and then gets away, and once again he's jumped away to a perfect lead. He's not going to be challenged. Down into turn 1 as he went across the line, he had over a third of a second. Ryan Yardley in the black and yellow car with no answer to that. Jimmy Libra still in third. Zachary Vanier in fourth for JDX. The best of the rookies, Tyler Maxon for Top Racing in the 77 car in the best position. We've seen him play slightly conservatively, play the odds. I thought the first race last weekend, it is only last weekend of course that we were on track, so it's been a pretty quick turnaround for the drivers and indeed the teams to get back down over the border from Canada. And we've also got a few people with final warnings on track limits, including the number 77 driver, and that is Tyler Maxim, sorry, yes, of course.
Out front, Riley Dickinson now will it be? Yeah, we'll have one more lap to go after this one. Ryan Yardley is throwing everything at it. He's been the quickest driver through the opening sector, but it's the rest of the lap where Dickinson is making the difference.
Scott Blind and Patrick Mulcahy have had their elbows out, but him and shoulder for there maybe.
Yeah, well, he's just showing you the class act that he really is. Amazing job from Riley Dickinson.
And the final corner, and race 1 at Watkins Glen International on the Salem 6-hour weekend for Porsche Carrera Cup North America. And the Yokohama tyres have brought home another victory and top points for Riley Dickinson. Got right over to the wall to salute his Kelly Moss Racing team. Alan Metney wins by just half a second actually. JP Martinez was right there at the end in the ACI Motorsport car for Pro-Am, and in the Masters Scott Blind well ahead of Todd Parriott in second, Jody Miller in third, Richard Edge in fourth. Problems early on for Michael De Quesada, Marco Jr.
And it's now the other way around.
Yeah, good point. It's the away shirt, if you will. Unofficial results then. Riley Dickinson, Ryan Yardley, they're battling for the championship, but Ryan squeezes a few more points out and will extend his lead. Jimmy Libra on the podium in third ahead of Zach Vanier, Tyler Maxon, Matthias Lees, Aaron Johnson in there as well. Tyler Maxon and Aaron Johnson, the first two rookies, then Yves Baltas and Paul Bacus, the third of the rookies in the top 10. Sabra Cook in the top 10 and Ashley Freiberg in 11th position, having got by Alan Metney late on, who takes the green number square class. That's the Pro-Am. Metney from Martinez. Look further down to Patrick Mulcahy. Scott Blind in 15th takes another win in the Masters category, and he is absolutely superb. It's got a little bit of everything in upstate New York, Finger Lakes region. Lovely to come here at any time of the year. Plenty of hiking and biking trails here, as well as warm welcome and hospitality by the locals, and they love their sports car racing as well. Action areas, well, down the hill to turn 1, up through the S's, the braking, the heavy braking for what's called the inner loop or the bus stop, and then round into the extended section, the boot, if you will, above the top of the brow to turn 8, the heel of the boot. For Porsche Carrera Cup North America, it's a long hold as they come down to the green flag, which is in the air, and we are racing. Riley Dickinson Pushed across to the inside wall. Ryan Yardley right on his tail. Might be bump drafting him down the front straight as Jimmy Libra comes around the outside. He by far got the best start. There's a touch and there's 4 wide and Dickinson's in the wall. Dickinson in the wall on the right-hand side. The championship leader in trouble early on, but he's still moving. Maybe got away with that. Has he got a puncture? No, there's a huge accident behind. That will have been the knock-on. This will be a red flag, I think. We can't drive through that. We've seen this before with the Porsches here at Watkins Glen International. They're funneled down. Someone will have gone wide going through turn 1 and got squirrely coming back on the curbs. Facing the wrong direction. Cars all over the place. The green number 12 turning around in right in the middle of that as well is Jody Miller in the silver number 21. Scott Blind, championship leader in the Masters class as well. Todd Parriott, I think, got through. Second place driver in that championship. There's still a bit of Austin Powers back and forth going on to get the cars moving.
It's Peter Atwater
again
hoping to drive away. He may well have dodged yet another accident. He dodged one yesterday. Looks like he is going to be able to drive away from
Peter's
that accident. I think he may well have a... Is his front left tyre maybe going down?
I thought that. So
we'll see.
Riley defending with the green and white car. Round the outside, Jimmy Libra. And then we get 3 across the track. As I said, people coming back on. Riley Dickinson did brush the wall and the edge of the track, but it's behind him where it all goes on. My goodness me. We had a car up on its side for one moment or two, and that was Jody Miller's number 21 car that took a wild ride.
And James Sophronis as well, getting into that as well, into the back of another car. Oh, it's all arms and elbows. Oh dear.
That was a very acute angle hit as well by a car further back down the field. I think that's the car at the back there. We've lost at least 3 cars in that, possibly even more. And Peter Atwater is going to have to put the lottery on this weekend if he has driven away from that. 2 championship leaders, 2 class championship leaders involved there in the pro class overall and in the secondary class, one of the secondary classes as well. I also saw the number 54 going around there, which is Patrick Mulcahy. He was third in Pro-Am. That was a car I didn't pick up beforehand. And there's another car further up the track as well, Peter, which I think is actually Freiburg. Yes, it is. She's being helped away. She's had no luck in the last couple of races.
No, had a good run yesterday, but that's really unlucky. Yeah, Patrick Mulcahy lost it on the curb on the exit of turn 1. It's quite quick through there, and when you've got a little bit of moisture in the air, it's easy to pitch the car around, and that's exactly what happened. And that was then what kind of kicked off the whole melee. That is such a... It is an accident we've seen several times at that section of the Watkins Glen circuit. We've had it in the Sailing 6 Hours of the Glen in the past, where you just need one car to even, not even crash, one car to even have a moment, and it can trigger a big accident.
Let's see what Zach Vanier is made of. Has a horde of hungry Porsche drivers right up his tailpipes. Stays wide. Now comes to the middle of the road as he's coming to the final corner, the right-hander. And as he turns in, he puts his foot down and starts to pull away. Has he timed it correctly? He has pulled out 3-4 cars lengths, and he won't have a challenge downhill into turn 1. But behind, it's not the same for Aaron Johnson. He felt the need to defend in that passion red Avery Dennison wrapped car. What a colour that machine is. Aaron fighting his way through there, but he's held onto it. Riley Dickinson already taken 2 drivers on the restart. So Riley Dickinson up to 20th from 22nd, hasn't improved his 16th in Pro. He's got a couple of Masters to go by, and then he's got 3 Pro cars. So there's points on offer here for Riley Dickinson if he can come through the field in the white and green number 91.
That's just got to be as aggressive as he can be with the weather in the area, the little spots of rain on the track. How much of that is affecting the grip, hard to say. We'll get a better idea once we've had a couple of flying laps to see what the difference is compared to yesterday. I mean, completely different conditions. Yesterday we had track temperature of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. To now it is 72 Fahrenheit.
Just think to yourself, wow, you've got to thread the eye of the needle there.
Vanier is checking out at the front of the field. taking 4/10 of a second out of Maxim behind him in sector 2 alone. 2/10 of a second on this lap as he comes around the man from Ontario in Canada in the domed pizza machine up towards the start-finish point with just under 15 minutes to go.
Tyler Maxson has pushed the go button, got the lead down to under 3/4 of a second now. Zachary Vanier put his fastest lap in last time around. It wasn't quite fast enough by round about a 10th. Tyler Maxson takes the overall fastest lap of the race, 0.711 of a second, then another 8/10 back to Tyler Maxson's teammate Ryan Yardley. Red and white car coming into the bus stop.
Vanier also, I mean, what a performance from him, taking full advantage of that melee at the start and getting his way through, picking his way through really well.
Oh yeah.
This is, big moment for Zach and his dad, who often drive to every round of the Carrera Cup North America just to try and save some budget, because it is not it's not easy for these young drivers to put the financial package together to get themselves keeping going up the ladder. And right now, this would be a hugely emotional win for Zachary Vanier here at Watkins Glen.
Down to the first corner, having completed 12 laps. 7.5 to go. Meantime, the battles continue down the field in Pro-Am. JP Martinez leads now. This is the championship leader. JP Martinez has just put the fastest lap of his race in and leads in Pro-Am. And Riley Dickinson's just put the fastest lap of the race in, but he still can't get past Michael De Quesada, still sitting in 13th in his category.
Interesting, he's dropped at the last timing point. He was 3 seconds behind De Quesada, so he lost a lot of time at some point that we didn't see on our picture. So it's not been a good day for Riley Dickinson at all. And yet he's got up to 13th place and he cannot get any further despite setting the fastest lap of the race. I think that tells you all you need to know. There is strength in depth.
I wonder if he did make a mistake and then he deliberately dropped a bit further back, so he did have a chance to go for the fastest lap. The leading trio coming through, rejoining the main part of the circuit, heading towards turns 10 and 11. A moment or two ago, Riley Dickinson going very, very wide indeed through turn 8 as De Quesada got sideways trying to make the overtake on Sabra Cook and didn't get it done. Just under 30 seconds on the clock. The white flag will be waved by Tony on the start stand this time in her usual enthusiastic way. Oh, I don't think that was Tony actually. So down into the first corner. And that is still the same sort of gap, half a second. Half a second, 0.1 of a second, 0.01 of a second at the line. Doesn't matter so long as it's in the positive column. And if anything, Ryan Yardley is closer than he has been for some time to the blue car of Tyler Maxson, the Apex Financial car ahead of him. There might be a move here by the third place car into the bus stop this time around. No, can't get it done. Further back down the field, Michael De Quesada has got ahead of Sabra Cook in the battle for 12th and 11th. But Riley Dickinson has still not been able to clear that little group of cars. He's probably going to take 13th, maybe 12th position and the points. And we're hearing from race control very late in the day, 11 and 37, Sabra Cook and Michael De Quesada got together, and that is under review, a turn 1 incident.
And that's a different one to what we saw, the incident that was later on in the lap. But Zachary Vanier, what can you say about this young man, the young Canadian, who is held off at not one but two cars right on his tail the whole way through here as he comes up towards the final sector now. Just got to hang on for another couple of corners and he will have a first win of the season.
That incident between Sabra Cook and Michael De Quesada has been reviewed very quickly. No action deemed necessary from race control. Second race of the weekend. And Zachary Vanier picked his way through the carnage that was going on ahead of him and will take the checkered flag at Watkins Glen International on the Sealands 6 hours of the Glen weekend. His margin of victory in the end, pretty much exactly half a second. He won't care. It could have been half a minute. It could have been half a hundredth. He and the Dom's Pizza machine have taken the victory, his first of the season. Unofficial results then: Vanier, Max and Yardley, they'll be on the podium. Libre, Boltas, Aaron Johnson. By the way, Tyler Maxson the best of the rookies. And then rounding up the top 10 for Jared Thomas, Michael McCann, Paul Bacuse and Matthias Least. Better result for Jared Thomas and the JTR team today. They didn't get a car home yesterday. Outside the top 10, Michael D. Casada got by Sabra Cook in the last knockings of the race. Riley Dickinson fought back from 22nd to 13th. He'll have been hoping to get a little bit further up. Then it was Jean Chaudran. JP Martinez in 15th takes the green number panel cars. That's the Pro-Am. Maddie Stewart backing up her decent result yesterday with a better one today in 16th. Then Wes Slim. Then that battle for the Masters. Todd Parry, Peter Atwater and Rob Walker finishing in 18th, 19th and 20th and 1st, 2nd and 3rd.